A descriptive word pertaining to Wittgenstein's saying, if a tiger could speak, we wouldn't understand it. If somebody is giving an explanation of a language concept, they're doing something specific, which includes both the so-called behavior and both the words, because speaking is also behavior. Then when they arrive at the explication of that language concept, having placed it before the reader, they're linked to this activity of expositing it by the words. So the first part is they're expositing something. The second part is the thing having been arrived at. Let me give another example of this kind of Wittgenstein notion to make it more clear. Somebody says, when will the noise stop? When will that awful noise stop? And then the question is whether they're already tacitly referring to the moment when it would have stopped. Are they already representing that moment to themselves? What Wittgenstein says is, when we first say that, we're simply referring to our attitude or agitation or physical motions in this act of waiting for it to stop or hoping for it to stop. Then simply by the words, it's linked to the thing, as it were, on the other side, which is the stopping. In this way, he's able to show language has somehow leaping from different positions and linking them together. So if we try to say something like that for the tiger, we can't, because we don't know what the tiger thinks of himself as doing. So because the tiger might not think of himself as it were, waiting for a water buffalo to come by, and then the water buffalo coming by and then having some noise that signals that, or having some noise we really don't know how the, as it were, game of tiger language would begin. So then you can modify that a little bit with the notion that if there's a game of chess and somebody changes one of the rules, doesn't mean they're playing chess wrongly, or is it simply that they're playing a different game? Apparently at the end of the 18th century, the Russians gave the knight's move to the queen also, in addition to all other moves. They may be apocryphal, I'm not sure. But in any case, would they then be playing somehow a different game, or a so-called variant? Or would they just be playing chess wrongly? The sense that once you get into the variants, it slips away from the type, and then you have things that are just uncomparable because you didn't start in the any place where there could be a comparison. Likewise, we extend our own spiral staircase, as it were, stone staircase into the tiger's world, and then through that means we have comparisons where we can say this is what the tiger language would be talking about, but we don't know that we can enter into it in that way. So that's a possible sense of what Wittgenstein is getting at, and it's also, I believe, in some way elucidating of Heidegger's sense of language of saying something which is radically irreducible, even though in some ways the different language worlds seem to be able to communicate